Okay, so the next exercises that we were talking about was to try and improve the flexibility in ankles and try and improve the connection between the brain and the ankle movement. So we were talking about the different movements of the ankle. So starting off with the ankle movements, the talocrural joint, the ankle movement itself is just an up and down movement, all the way up and all the way down. So the upward movement is called dorsiflexion and the downward movement is called plantar flexion. Okay, and you should be able to get an even amount both sides there. As you go down, you might feel a tightness at the back of the calf where it's contracting. And if you put your hand on the calf, you can make sure that you can feel that working. As you bring the toes all the way up again, you notice a bit of a tension coming into the back of the calf as the calf gets stretched. Okay, so those movements are fine on you, so it's just a matter of maintenance for that. And then the next movement really is keeping the whole of the leg still as you encourage the big toe to come in towards the inside of the ankle. And the movement is when we do the movement, it's a combination of the downward movement and an inward movement. Okay, so it's the plantar flexion and then an inversion, what we call an inversion, from there to there. All right, so we do that together. We go down and we bring the toes in towards each other and then back again, away, down, in towards each other without the movement of the rolling action of the hip. Okay, so that's the first movement that you need to practice, and I'll practice a good 6 of those movements without the hip rolling in. Don't worry too much about how far you get at the moment. I'm quite flexible, so my ankle rolls in quite easily. Now the other movement, which is really and equally as important in balance, is the eversion movement. So eversion, eversion, if you want to look it up. So this is a combination of movements of dorsiflexion and then a rotation outwards. Okay, so they're the same movements that you have with the ankle movement, but there's a combined movement, a rotation coming outwards. Okay, so you bring the foot up again like you did in the dorsiflexion, and then you bring the little toe towards the ankle bone. You're encouraging the little toe towards the ankle bone. And if you look to the side, and you can't see it on my leg, I'll just bring you might be able to see an indent when I do the movement. So you bring the foot up and in, and then you just see this line of indent where the peroneal muscles on that side of the leg are working to maintain that eversion movement. Now the importance of that is if that's nice and strong, it means that it counteracts the inward movement. Say if you were playing tennis and these muscles perhaps weren't very strong on the outside, they wouldn't be able to stop you from rolling your ankle. So if you have nice strong everter muscles and inverter muscles, and that's a nice strong movement in and out, it means that you can negotiate uneven surfaces well, and say if you wanted to go and play tennis, it would prevent you from rolling your ankle and spraining your ankle unnecessarily. Okay, and that obviously combined with calf raises and things like that will help your balance. The other thing we talked about today, which I'm not going to demonstrate, but is just maintaining that lovely pelvic stability when you're doing your hip movements, when you're lifting your leg, when you're lying on your side, making sure that the hips are rolled forward slightly, you're in a line, you stabilise the pelvis by having the underside leg bent, and then you keep the knees straight, bring the toes up so you're engaging the knee and quads at the same time, and then lift the leg up straight and see if you can hold it for 5. So keep up with those. I think they're really important exercises to continue with. And the same with the clam. The only tweak I would do on the clam is to just not roll the pelvis back as you lift the knee too high. So just maintain that nice core strength, draw the navel in, keep it nice and strong there, bring the knee up as high as it will go before you start to feel a roll back or ask someone after knees. Okay, so just a few tips on continuing with your exercises. Okay, and look forward to seeing you next time. If there's any problems, come back to me.